1 year. That's how long it had been since the Škoda Kylaq arrived on Indian roads when we found ourselves at a grand event at Škoda's Chakan facility. So grand, in fact, that along with Škoda India's top leadership, the Consul General of the Czech Republic graced it too. But this wasn't just an anniversary celebration for a made in India SUV. This was the start of an epic intercontinental journey that would see us overland the Kylaq from its birthplace in Pune all the way to its spiritual homeland in Prague. The energy in that compound was absolutely electric. Seeing the sheer pride on the faces of the people who literally bolted this machine together was genuinely humbling. They lined the entire exit route, cheering us on, and in that moment you realize you aren't just driving a car across the world, you're carrying their hard work with you. We are taking this Made in India success story back to its spiritual home in the Czech Republic. While the mission sounds romantic, before we drive a single kilometer, we need to fit luggage for 2 people for 70 days, covering 2 continents and multiple seasons in a sub 4 meter SUV. The Kylaq is clever, but is it magical? And just like that, the wheels are rolling. The odometer is set to 0. The mission is simple. Get this Indian-built machine to the Škoda Museum in Mlada Boleslav without breaking a sweat. Alright, so Pune to Prague has finally started. We are out of the Chakan plant and exactly 1 kilometer later, look at this. Absolute carnage. The road has just disappeared. I'm driving on Mars right now. Whoa! Yeah, well, this is not how I want to start this drive. Almost immediately, the Kylaq's strengths, the ground clearance, the ride, the suspension have been put to the test. And if this is what the first kilometer and a half looks like, I wonder what's in store for the next 18,000. Leaving Pune behind, we pointed the Kylaq towards Mumbai. The Mumbai-Pune Expressway was the perfect shakedown, giving us our first taste of the Kylaq's long-distance legs. And honestly, rolling across the Atal Setu as the sun dipped over the Arabian Sea, it felt like the perfect calm before the storm. Okay, we've left Mumbai, the Autocar office. Today is Mumbai to Vadodara, so not a long drive, but of course challenges are immediately as we get out of the gate, just like Chakan. Traffic everywhere, small lanes getting out of the office onto the main road. If you want to test a car and the crew's patience, just try leaving Mumbai during the morning rush hour. Navigating the gravitational pull of the Western Express Highway was absolute madness. But what genuinely impressed me today is the Jekyll and Hyde nature of this 1 liter TSI. Getting out of the city was fairly straightforward. But now that the roads to Vadodara have finally opened up, we are seeing some decent fuel efficiency figures. It just settles into triple-digit speeds effortlessly and quietly sips fuel. For a cross-continental run, this is exactly the kind of mile muncher we needed. Alright, so we are on day 2, over half a day done. We went from Pune to Mumbai, now Mumbai on our way to Vadodara. And while this road is one of the newest highways in India, it is far from perfect. As you can see, it is quite bumpy at speeds, which means you can never really use the 120 kph speed limit to your advantage. Day 3 was all about keeping our heads down and eating up the kilometers towards Udaipur. The Kylaq completely absorbed the highway miles, allowing us to make incredible time. Time we subsequently lost by making a highly necessary pit stop at Himmatnagar. You simply do not pass through Gujarat without surrendering to a massive belly-filling local thali. By the time we reached Rajasthan, the fatigue was creeping in. Udaipur is gorgeous, but its city centre is notoriously congested. Knowing we had an early start to the next day, we made the tactical decision to bypass the madness entirely and tuck the cars away in a quiet retreat surrounded by the Aravalli Hills. Peace, quiet, and preparation. As we pushed deeper into Rajasthan towards Jaipur, the temperatures started to seriously climb. The desert heat was absolutely relentless, baking the tarmac and everything on it. But inside the Kylaq's cabin, total isolation. The climate control didn't even break a sweat. Welcome from day 4 on the P2P. We are in a very hot Rajasthan and today we are heading to Jaipur. So we're going to be in Rajasthan another day and the roads have been pretty straightforward. Today's drive another 6.5, 7 odd hours. So not really challenging. Now this might not sound like a lot on a huge drive like this, but we are about to complete 1,000 kilometers. In fact, I'm at 998 right now, cruising at around 100, so it can happen faster than I think. There's 999 and just a bit more, and there it is, 1,000 kilometers. Yes, on a 20,000 odd kilometer journey, 1,000, it's nothing, it's a fraction, but it's like the first steps of a baby, and that's always very special. We rolled into Jaipur right at the peak of evening rush hour, weaving past the magnificent Ajmeri gate and taking a quick detour to see the Amer fort, bathed in the fading light. But let's be honest, we were here for one specific reason. We ended the night properly, going absolutely crazy over the best lal mas the city had to offer and aggressively putting out the fire with copious amounts of local lassi. As we rolled out of Jaipur on day 5, pointing the cars towards Agra, I can't help but think back on the city's absolute crown jewel, the Hawa Mahal. The Palace of Winds is a genuine architectural marvel. It was built with over 900 intricately carved windows, designed specifically for royal women to observe the chaotic street festivals below without ever being seen from the outside. It's a beautiful, towering piece of history. But with the pink city fading in the rearview mirror, we had to get back to business of mile munching. The expressways to the Mughal heartland were waiting. As we roll into Agra, most people rush straight to the Taj Mahal, but for me, the absolute must-do on today's list is a sunset walk through the magnificent Agra fort. This isn't just a military stronghold, it was the beating heart of the Mughal Empire. It's a massive walled city of stunning red sandstone and white marble where emperors like Akbar and Shah Jahan governed the subcontinent. Watching these ancient walls catch fire in the golden hour light, standing where history was quite literally shaped, it's the perfect end to a long day on the road. The next morning, before paying our respects to the obvious, we made a detour to the Ganeshi Lal Emporium. If you are ever in Agra, this is a bucket list absolute. The intricate beauty of the Zardozi craftsmanship here is unlike anything I've ever seen. But of course, all roads in this city lead to one place. The Taj Mahal remains just as stunning, glorious and completely humbling as the first time you see it. We rounded off the evening by loading up on the famous Agra Petha because you can never have enough sugar on a road trip. Well, Agra was a mixed bag, lots of traffic, lots of chaos, lots of noise, but of course some very good visuals. But now we are headed to Lucknow, and that only means one thing for me: Lucknow is equal to food. The road is pretty much straightforward, not a lot to go, around 300 odd kilometers left, 3.5 hours if we don't stop anywhere. I don't think we're going to stop because everyone just wants to have lunch in Lucknow. Which meant we had just enough time to drop our bags and dive straight into a heavy, legendary biryani lunch. We walked off the carbs by navigating the local markets, picking up some stunning chicken curry fabric for the wife. But Lucknow during the day is just the warm-up. When the sun goes down, the city transforms into a different planet. We plunged into the grungy, tightly packed lanes of Aminabad to hunt down the authentic tunde kebabs. Well, we ended the chaos of Agra with some sweet petha, but now we are back in the equally chaotic Lucknow. It is noted as the creative center for gastronomy by UNESCO, so that is a big deal. We are in for some very spicy kebabs, a lot of smoke, a lot of noise. This is gonna be quite memorable. We finally managed to score a cramped table and immediately ordered a completely offensive amount of food. Primarily because when you're eating with Rahul and Cyrus, it isn't just dinner, it's a competitive sport and you have to violently fight for every single kebab. We somehow found just enough room to cap off the night with some local dessert, a great end to the day. Early start on day 7 as we pushed east towards Gorakhpur, but I just had to drive by the majestic Rumi Darwaza, which was built in 1784, and get in a quick few pictures. Back on the road, the reality that we were about to leave the country finally started to set in. Well, we are out of Lucknow onto the Purvanchal Expressway that takes us straight to Gorakhpur. Now, Gorakhpur is going to be the last city in India. It's a bit of a bittersweet moment leaving your home behind. A lot of changes, a lot of new terrain that is going to come up. So we got to prep the car. A quick service I think is essential. Some basic checks done, AC filter, air filter, oil levels, coolant levels, nothing major. Just give it a good check, make sure everything is how it's supposed to be, optimum for the long drive ahead. And then we have some special guests that are waiting for us as well. Alright, we finally made it to Gorakhpur. That was a short drive, very seamless, smooth highways, not an issue at all. And we are here at a Škoda dealership and service center. Now that's interesting because in small towns, usually you don't have authorized service centers and showrooms, but that's not the case here. Clearly, Škoda want to penetrate deep into the market. Now we are here because even though the car has done only 2,500 kilometers, we don't want to leave any stone unturned. It's a long drive ahead, so we want to make sure that before we leave India, we get all the checks done. Now, of course, the car will be checked for the fluids, the oils and the coolants, and the filters, the AC filter and the air filter. But we are going as far as checking the brake wear as well. And the Kylaq is not the only one. The Kodiaq that Rahul and Cyrus have been squabbling over will also get some TLC. the vehicle sorted, we headed out to meet the fans of Škoda Group. The reception we got was incredibly humbling, being felicitated and cheered on by a community that shares this absolute passion for driving gave the whole team a massive boost of energy for the road ahead. Well, we are on day 9, which is the final leg on the India journey of the Kylaq P2P. We are now exiting Gorakhpur, going into Nepal, and of course with me, I have some very special friends, fans of Škoda they call themselves, but actually they are real car enthusiasts, driving enthusiasts who love to travel, who love overlanding. So they're going to be joining us for a short stint. We're going to drive with them, share some stories, get to know what they feel like about the cars, about the drive, and of course get some good Nepal shots as well. Now, border crossing is always a bit tedious. You never know what can happen, so it's safe to leave early and get there on time. Of course, the romance of overland travel quickly crashed into the reality of international customs. The border formalities stretched into a grueling 5-hour marathon of paperwork and waiting. 2,500 kilometers. Looking back on our Indian leg, which is one of the longest single stretches of this entire cross-continental expedition. And honestly, the Kylaq has handled the home turf flawlessly. It took everything in its stride. From the broken, punishing roads right outside Chakan, to the melting, blistering heat of Rajasthan, to threading the needle through the absolute chaos of Agra and Lucknow. India threw a bit of everything at us and has absolutely set the benchmark for this journey. Because from here on out, the geography completely changes. The mountains of Nepal, the extreme oxygen-starved altitudes of Tibet and China, and the vast, unforgiving terrain of the Stans are going to test the Kylaq and us to its absolute limits. And we finally made it into Nepal, which is our first country out of India. Of course, it wasn't easy getting out of Gorakhpur firstly and then getting out of Raxaul. Small lanes, lots of traffic, but it wasn't really easy. Gorakhpur made it difficult enough. 3 trains that we had to wait for to cross, small lanes, by-lanes, traffic. It was absolute mayhem. But we are in Nepal now. Just got done with immigration, which also took a couple of hours. So not really seamless in terms of experience, but now we have like a week I think in Nepal, and that is going to be incredibly exciting. Some stunning landscapes coming your way.
¡Viva México, sí señor!
Okay.